I want to hurt him.
Yeah.
That's my mentality right now going into this fight, is I really want to do damage. I wouldn't be taking this fight if I knew I didn't win.
Man, I really don't care. I mean, I'm excited. I dream about stuff like this, man. You know, it kind of give me chills now. You know what you said, Tim is the biggest of names. You know, he cool, but he's not the biggest of names. And
for main event, he's the biggest of names.
you know, he's the biggest names in Australia. You know what I'm saying?
Tim Tszyu delivered an intense performance filled with fiery exchanges, unforgettable moments, and rising tension as both fighters geared up for their highly anticipated blockbuster showdown.
July 26th, you got Tim Tszyu. Take me through the fight. What do you expect that fight to look like?
Man, I really don't know. All I know is he's definitely gonna get punched on.
Tim Tszyu repeatedly emphasized that his recent activity and consistent time in the ring would give him a significant edge over an opponent coming back after a long absence. Confident in his preparation, he vowed to push the pace from the opening bell, promising relentless pressure and an aggressive approach from the very start.
Again, you got Errol Spence Jr. Give me your thoughts on Errol. You know, he's been out of the game, been away from the game. It'll be about 3 years when you guys fight that he had his last fight.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
I think 3 years is a long time.
Yeah.
Especially at the sort of the peak years of your career.
Yeah.
Don't know how he's been looking after himself or what he's been doing. So, again, he's been one of the greatest fighters of this decade. You know, his results speak for themselves, and his only loss is against Crawford,
Right.
who is the greatest fighter of our decade.
Right.
You know, so it's a crazy challenge in front, but a challenge that I'm willing to take with both.
Meanwhile, Errol Spence Jr. shared that his extended time away from boxing gave him the opportunity to recover both mentally and physically after years of demanding competition and personal setbacks. The former champion explained that the break helped him heal, regain his focus, and rediscover his passion for the sport, leaving him refreshed and motivated as he prepares to return against Tim Tszyu.
What makes you feel like you didn't take too much time off?
Because I was also active, and I was also active as far as, you know, playing soccer, training, playing soccer, and learning soccer. You know, going to the gym. You know, running around, just doing stuff, just being active. And, you know, a lot of the vices that I had in the past, you know, I don't drink anymore. So just a lot of stuff that was slowing me down, you know, it's not anymore. It's not being a vice. I'm more with my family. You know, if I'm not with my family, I'm probably training somewhere, or, you know, I'm probably traveling.
Two-time world champion Shawn Porter weighed in on Errol Spence Jr.'s return to the ring, saying that only a fighter with Spence's mindset would take on such a dangerous challenge after being out of action for nearly 3 years. Porter praised Spence's courage and determination, adding that the former champion had been eager to make his comeback for a long time despite the significant risks that come with such a lengthy layoff.
Junior coming back after a 3-year layoff. What's the thought process on that?
Coming back in Errol Spence form. Who else is coming back against someone who was just elite? We know that he's, you know, Tszyu is taking his steps back, you know, after the terror that he had in 23, 24, going into 2025. You know, he was on a literal terror. But Errol Spence going overseas, you know, going under the equator, you know, the down under. Yeah. You know, hostile territory, you know, and the list goes on. And as you heard what Errol said, you know, I've done this as a pro, Sheffield, England. I did this as an amateur, you know, Russia and Azerbaijan, a couple other countries, and my dad actually was in those countries.
I was about to say, your dad was with him.
Yeah. Errol's coming back the only way Errol could. I think that, you know, we heard him saying he might wake up one day and want to come back. I imagine that before this fight actually was made, he had woken up a lot of days and wanted to come back, and it just took some time for this thing to play out.
Errol Spence Jr. has brushed aside concerns about his lengthy absence from the ring, insisting that he has remained active, disciplined, and mentally prepared throughout his time away. The former champion expressed complete confidence in his comeback, dismissing any talk of ring rust and stating that he still possesses the skills, experience, and mindset that made him one of boxing's most feared elite fighters.
all-out war. I think a one-sided fight. I think he's gonna give it everything that he has, but I'm definitely gonna put on a great show and show the fans of Australia, show the world that Errol the True Spence is back, and y'all will respect me after this fight, and Tim will respect.
He also revealed that switching trainers has brought a fresh perspective to his preparation and renewed his confidence ahead of his return. Now working with veteran coach Ronnie Shields, Spence said he feels more comfortable, energized, and mentally focused in training camp. According to the former champion, the new environment has reignited his passion for boxing and helped him sharpen every aspect of his game as he prepares for his comeback.
You get back in it. Derek James is out. Ronnie Shields is in. What prompted you to go to Ronnie Shields?
I definitely liked his past work, especially with Jamal. You know, he had likes of Van Holyfield and guys like that, but you know, he incorporates the jab. He incorporate more head movement, and no knock to Derek, but I feel like he took me as far as he could take me. Because if you study fights, if you look at myself in the amateurs and you look at me when I first started professional, what can you truly say that changed about me when I got older, when I'm 35, 34, and nothing changed. Like, I'm still doing the same thing, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, same rhythm, still throwing my punches the same and everything. So I just feel like he got me to a certain level, and he had maxed out. He couldn't take me any further, and I feel like when I'm in the gym, Ronnie, it feels like it's just brand new, like I'm brand new.
Sean Porter compared Errol Spence Jr.'s comeback to Keith Thurman's return, noting that both fighters stepped back into the ring after lengthy layoffs. However, Porter emphasized one major difference. Thurman chose to ease back into competition with a lower-level opponent, while Spence immediately accepted.
What do either have to do to come out victorious and not just become crossroad challengers from this point on?
I don't know what Tszyu has to do, and I don't care what Tszyu has to do, because I'm with Spence. So.
I know.
But I think for Errol, Errol just had to be Errol. You got to get back to what got him to where he's supposed to be. Errol, he has one defeat. And that's against Charles Crawford. But before then, people were avoiding him like the plague. Because he's just that good. So I think he just got to get himself back into shape and get himself positioned to where he can do things that he did before.
What have you seen from Errol on his way to this fight and coming back against Tim Tszyu?
Well, just being in the gym with him, we was in the gym for like 3-4 days together, and everything's looking good. He's feeling good, and he's trying to just.
Errol Spence Jr.'s new trainer, Ronnie Shields, has focused on refining the former champion's fundamentals, placing special emphasis on his defense, timing, and overall ring rhythm following the lengthy break from competition. Rather than changing Spence's fighting style, the goal throughout training camp has been to polish his existing strengths and bring an even sharper, more disciplined version of the former world champion back into the ring.
I've always been a guy that chases the toughest and baddest challenges out there, and when I got presented with Errol, who's undeniably one of the best fighters of this decade, I didn't hesitate, and I straight away accepted. I accepted not to compete, but I accepted because I knew that the victory is only on my mind. I know the challenge that is put in front of me. I'm going to work super hard, and I'm coming for it all. And thank you again. Victory is.
During a recent press conference, Tim Tszyu expressed respect for Errol Spence Jr., calling him one of the best fighters of this era. However, Tszyu said he accepted the matchup because he truly believes he has what it takes to win. He described the fight as the type of challenge that defines a fighter's career and proves they belong among boxing's elite. Confident in his training camp and abilities, Tszyu said the decision to face Spence was an easy one, despite the risks that come with such a high-profile showdown.
Spence Jr. is making his return after 3 years of being out of the ring against Tim Tszyu. Just what are your thoughts on that fight, and who do you favor?
I don't know, man. It's Al Heyman calling these guys to come back, man, because we needed something up in the sport. This is beautiful. And I'm very honored and grateful to be in the position I'm in while all this is happening. It's a dream come true. Errol Spence, Australia, Tim Tszyu. Heck yeah. I really want to see him win.
Do you think that ring rust is going to play a factor at all with Errol?
I don't think so. I think Errol Spence has been truly like non-stop working out. He already looks like he's in shape now. And when you stay on that trajectory, when you're staying consistently on working out, it's only bound to happen with the sparrings and everything.
Teofimo Lopez believes Errol Spence Jr.'s comeback against Tim Tszyu will be one of the toughest tests of his career, highlighting Spence's championship pedigree, elite-level experience, and world-class skill set. Lopez said that if Spence returns fully focused and mentally locked in, he has every chance to pull off a major upset. He expects a physically demanding battle and believes Spence's experience could prove to be a decisive factor in such a grueling contest.
And apparently your opponent didn't have much love to show you. Are you just used to expect respect, like kind of that moment, you know?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I was always brought up to show some sort of respect to your opponent.
Yeah.
But that's alright, it is how it is.
Yeah.
And, doesn't change anything.
Are you surprised he didn't shake your hand?
I don't know. I don't know what I was doing, but it's alright.
Now you're mad at yourself. You're not even mad at him. You're mad at yourself.
No, now I see how it is. You know.
Are you mad at him or are you mad at yourself?
No. I'm always.
You're just mad at.
I'm alright. I'm alright. You know, like that's just how I was brought up.
Yeah.
You know, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I guess.
Although both fighters have shown mutual respect throughout most of the build-up, emotions briefly boiled over during one of their face-to-face meetings. The atmosphere changed when Errol Spence Jr. declined to shake Tim Tszyu's hand, a moment that quickly caught the attention of fans and the media. The unexpected gesture added a new layer of intensity to an otherwise respectful rivalry, fueling speculation over whether it was a calculated psychological tactic or simply raw emotion before such a high-stakes fight. Tszyu later admitted that he viewed the incident as disrespectful, while Spence chose not to dwell on the exchange, keeping his focus firmly on the upcoming bout. Despite the brief controversy, both fighters have continued to express respect for each other's accomplishments and abilities. Still, the handshake snub has become one of the defining moments of their rivalry, adding even more intrigue and anticipation ahead of their highly anticipated showdown.
Spence, that makes you feel that, hey, you know what, I think I can take this guy.
It's a fight that wakes me up, you know? Wakes me up. You know those fights that you'd be like a challenge? Like the Tony Harrison fight for me was like alright, I've got to wake up. This is the fight. And it brings something different in your brain, in your body. You learn more about yourself. You just become a different person, a different animal. And that's another fight that will bring a different...
Tim Tszyu admitted that his upcoming fight against Errol Spence Jr. has brought out a new level of motivation, pushing him to elevate both his mental approach and physical preparation. Unlike some of his previous matchups, Tszyu said this challenge feels deeply personal and has forced him to improve every aspect of his game. The Australian star explained that facing a former unified world champion like Spence requires complete focus, discipline, and unwavering intensity. Because of that, he believes fans will witness the best version of him yet when he steps into the ring. Tszyu vowed to fight with relentless pressure from the opening bell, promising to be a completely different fighter on the biggest stage. He also revealed that the magnitude of the event, along with the criticism and expectations surrounding both competitors, has fueled his determination even further. Tszyu is confident that this motivation will help him deliver a career-defining performance and prove that he belongs among boxing's elite.
See him make a comeback. We don't never want to see a guy go out bad and not try to come back, because that's what boxers do. I know he took a lot of things into consideration. He even told me when I spoke to a few people about it, and that was a good thing. But I'm glad he made the conscious decision to return. And I think it's a smart return, because it's also against a guy who was on the way up there, who made it to the top, but had some struggles. And now he's on the incline trying to get back up too. So it's two guys trying to get back up. I think it's a great situation. But the biggest thing I got to say that I love about Errol Spence is that Errol don't want no easy fights. Errol don't want to fight guys that are nobody.
He AKA somebody. No tune-up.
No,
he don't want no
He
tune-up.
wants challenges. You understand
Yeah.
me? He wants challenges. And for him to challenge a person like Tim Tszyu, when Tim Tszyu has been regularly fighting for the last 3 years, he's been not doing much. That says a lot about Errol, but that tells you exactly how much fight is still left in Errol. Errol is a guy who always coming to the party to dance. He don't have time to play no games, and you gotta love it.
Roy Jones Jr. shared his excitement about Errol Spence Jr.'s return to the ring, applauding the former champion for choosing a dangerous opponent like Tim Tszyu instead of taking an easier tune-up fight. Jones said that stepping directly into a high-stakes matchup after such a lengthy layoff takes tremendous courage and confidence, qualities that have always defined great champions. He noted that Spence's willingness to face a tough, aggressive opponent immediately has earned widespread respect throughout the boxing community. According to Jones, that decision reflects the mentality of a true champion, someone who isn't looking for an easy path back but is determined to compete against the very best. Jones believes Spence's fearless approach sends a strong message about his confidence in his own abilities and his desire to prove he still belongs among boxing's elite. By accepting such a difficult challenge, Spence has generated even more excitement for the fight while reinforcing his reputation as a competitor who has never backed down from testing himself at the highest level.
I just have respect for Errol Spence because he's a real fighter. You know, he's not a guy that talks a lot, but he brings a big stick to the battle. And you know, when you deal with Errol Spence, you got to bring your lunch pail because he's going to bring it and he's nothing to play with. Obviously, being 36 years of age, being off as long as he hasn't had the tune-up fights. And by the way, I need my tune-ups. Give me my tune-ups because boxing is hard. I need my tune-up because I need to sharpen my tools. I want to make another paycheck before I make the big paycheck, but that's just me. I need my tune-ups, but I respect this brother because he's not with the tune-ups. And you got to know who you are. If Errol knows that I can't really get up for that guy, then I can only get up for these type of guys. You gotta know yourself. And Errol Spence knows himself. So the respect is always gonna be there for him. And we will unpack this fight as we get closer because it's not until July 25th, but I'm excited to see him back. I'm excited to see him talking this talk.
Former unified world champion Andre Ward praised Errol Spence Jr. for returning to the ring without taking a tune-up fight, saying the decision reflects genuine confidence and the mentality of a true champion. Ward explained that only a fighter who fully believes in his skills would accept such a dangerous challenge immediately after a lengthy layoff. According to Ward, Spence's willingness to face a top-level opponent demonstrates complete trust in his experience, preparation, and elite boxing ability rather than choosing the safer route. He believes the former champion is relying on his proven skills instead of easing back into competition with a less demanding opponent. Ward also pointed out that decisions like this reveal a fighter's competitive character, noting that the greatest champions embrace difficult challenges instead of avoiding them. In his view, Spence's bold approach is another example of the championship mindset that has defined his career and is one of the reasons this highly anticipated comeback has captured the attention of the boxing world.
Some rumors floating around a potential Tim Tszyu, Errol Spence.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Because that's wild if it was to happen.
I think that's a beautiful fight for both guys. You know, I kind of know this from seeing Keith Thurman try to come back after injuries and things like that. Keith didn't want to come back against a no-name, you know, but he didn't want to come back against the biggest names, you know. This is a fight right here where both these guys have significant names. Their in-ring experiences haven't been the best lately, and you know, truthfully, I think that this could be a 50-50 fight. If anything, I would lean towards Tim, even though he's been through some crashes of his own recently, pun intended. He's still been active, and that's the difference between him and Errol at this point. But I think it's a beautiful fight, 50-50 fight. I think the fight makes a whole lot of sense. Boxing, please make that one happen.